Hi there, welcome back to your next Patreon online class. I'm going to be working in my junk journal today. I know I've done 3 videos now of this, and next month we will be doing something completely different. So just be warned, it's not all going to be junk journaling classes. There will be other things as well. Today, although I'm in my junk journal, it's going to be more like art journaling. It's going to be something completely different. And if you're not into journaling, you can also use this as a scrapbook page. So it can be transferred to other kind of like ways of memory keeping, creating, all that kind of thing. I am going to be covering up this page today. I didn't really want to cover up all the illustrations, but I will be covering up some. And today I'm going to be taking some watercolor paper and popping that over the top. So I'm going to start by popping this in my journal. Now, the only reason I'm using my junk journal is because it's all about smiling. I'm going to tear this, I think, actually. I think it will go with the look of this page really well. Yeah, my journal, the theme of my journal is all about things that make me smile. And we were looking at some photos just the other day, and I was looking at this one. It was taken in Anna Maria Island. Our daughter Holly took it in 2012, and it was just such a lovely day. And I was looking back over the photos. I didn't vlog back then. I used to write trip reports. I am really struggling with this new tape gun of mine. I'm not getting on very well with it. And it just made me smile, and it brought back so many happy memories of how easy things were. The kids were that bit younger as well, having all that family time. And I just thought it would be something really, really nice to add to my journal. So that's exactly why I'm documenting it. Let's try this again. But if you've got like a seasidey or like an ocean or water type page, photo, sorry, that will be absolutely perfect for the page that we're working on today. I like the idea that it's overlapping slightly, got a little bit of added texture. That's worked really well. And that photo, I want to pop it onto one side, and you'll see why in a moment. The next thing you need is some good watercolor paper. So that's the next step. So I put my photo to one side, and I want to fill a page with like ocean colors, waves. You don't need to worry too much. So I'm covering my watercolor paper. It's quite a thick watercolor paper with water first, and then I'm going in and I am going to add a whole variety of blues and greens, and I really want them to mix well together. I want this to be a really, really lovely mix of like oceany colours. I want it to be really, really pretty. We are going to be like tearing up pieces, so you don't need to worry about how the overall looks. You just want a nice blend of colours at this stage. Really let them blend in. Oh, I like that one. These are Danielle Smith ones, these ones. These were gifted to me by my lovely friend Danielle. They're so beautiful. And they have a little bit of a shimmer as well. Let me know if you've got watercolours. Do you enjoy using them, or is it something that you don't get out often enough? Do you not think to use them? Does it always feel like a bit of a hassle?
So hard to see from the moment we arrived. Cornelia, you are one who will survive. Time's been bad, you put smiles on everyone. I think of you and of all I should have done. You told me nothing would change.
Right, I'm going to leave this to properly dry. I'm not even going to use a heat gun. I want it to dry properly. Oh, I might actually move this about a little bit. That really does look like waves now, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, look how cool. That's because there's so much water on the paper. I really love that. How fun is that? Every time I use inks or watercolors, I find a different way or a different technique, or I do something different with them. And it's never the same. No matter what you end up doing, you can never repeat get that same effect. You always end up with something completely different, I think, which is why I really like it. There, I like that. That's so cool. Isn't that beautiful? Right, I'm going to leave that to dry and come back and work on my page later. So now a few hours later, and I've got this amazing piece with all these watercolors. It feels so lovely. You can really see the shimmer there as well. This is quite handy to do like the night before, go to bed, and then when you wake up in the morning it's like this, or do it in the morning and then do your chores, whatever you need to do, and then come back to it later. I've got another one here that I did previously. Here's one I made before. But you can get creative with colours. Obviously you don't have to do an ocean themed. You could do any colours as you want. That would work equally well. Now I've got my page here, and I am going to pop my photo over to one side, and I'm actually going to use a Pritt stick. I don't often use a glue stick, but we're going to pop that there. I'm going to put it in the middle, I think. And now we're going to take our watercolour and we are going to tear. Right, I want to do it so we want the white bits showing like that. And we want quite a lot of little pieces, and these are going to go over our page. Keep any bits, you could always use these in your journals and your junk journals, anything like that. But I love that white edge. You know when you're at the sea and you see the waves crashing and you've got almost like the white sea foam? Think of it like that. You don't want too big a pieces, that's quite large. I might leave that one. I may well cut it up, but you want them reasonably small. Obviously if you're working on a 12 by 12 you're going to have a lot more space to play with, so this could work quite well for those pages as well. Like I said, just get creative, see what shapes you end up with, and stick them on your page. I quite like that one. I like that edge there, the way you've got the painted edge. Can you see that? And then the torn edge as well. So let's start adding them to our page. I might even add that one, and then the plan is that on all these little pieces we are going to add our journaling. So that's almost going to be like my title piece, I think. I have got the join of my page here, so actually having something between the two could work really well.
They were in high school when they met, and things got kinda awkward. With sparks in the air, he would stare at her in class, and she would try to act cool. But it was obvious, like, ooh, they would be together, ooh. And one day she said, write me a love song, 'cause I know you'll make it beautiful. And maybe I'll call you my sweet.
Any leftovers, keep these. These will be so handy to use on future projects. Now going to take your favorite journaling pen, and over each little piece of watercolor we're going to add either a quote. I'm adding things like happy memories, that kind of thing. I've added lots and lots of bits and pieces, and I'm just going to dip back in my paint pot, and I haven't actually got any paint on here. This is just the water that was left over. Just going to add just a little bit around the outside for a little bit of colour. I really like this page. It's so different to my other pages. Sometimes it's just nice to kind of relax and let go and just do something that's just a little bit different. I'm going to leave that to dry. Right, time to move on with this page. I've completely let it dry. I love how the tiny little bit of watercolours that was just left on the end of the brush using the water has really kind of softened this page. It hasn't added huge amounts of colour, but it's just really kind of made it that dreamy type look. We now want to start filling in some of the gaps. I'm going to leave some white spaces, but we're going to almost like a little bit of a mosaic. I love the bits where they're really torn like that. So just tear off a few more and add them to your page, and then we're going to get creative once again.
We'll be together, ooh. Then one day she said, write me a love song, 'cause I know you'll make it beautiful. And maybe I'll call you my sweetheart, and promise nobody can steal me away. Then I am yours, 'cause I want you, and I wanted you to know. He looked at her and then he smiled, picked up a pen and paper.
There we go. I filled in a lot of the gaps. I did want to leave a little bit of space, and now I'm going to add some white paint. I'm just going to take a little bit on the tip of my finger and just run over a few places. I don't want to cover up too much of the colour, but it's almost like adding, you know, the sea foam. That's the type of look I'm going for. So just a few little bits here and there. And you can kind of like add a bit of texture by dabbing it with your finger. That looks quite nice, so it's not completely smooth. And I'm going to do the same in a minute with some kind of like bluey paint. It's like transforming so that these aren't just bits of paper stuck on a page. It's like bringing it all together. That's the look I'm going for. Now I'm going to do exactly the same with this paint here, and just kind of like go over a few places just with the tip of my finger. If you really don't want to do this, I know finger painting isn't for everybody. I personally love it. I like to have that feeling of paint on my fingers. Let's rub it along. Again, it's just about kind of like bringing the page together. Just want everything to look like it belongs on the page. Let's go over the photo a little bit actually. Again, so it doesn't just look like a photo that's been stuck on the page, so it has a little bit of belonging on there. There we go, and I'm going to let that dry now. Now get creative with your page, add more wording. You could add little quote strips. I've got like a grey blue ink pad here, and I'm just going to press some bubble wrap down, and I'm going to press that on my page again, almost like giving it a little bit of a sea effect. It's a very light stamped look, which I really like. It's not in your face, as you can see. Had I have used like a bright blue or a black, it would have been much darker. But I think that looks really nice, and also with doing it really light like this, again, it becomes part of the page rather than being a main focal point of the page, which I didn't want. I'm going to go on the photo a little bit, and whilst I'm in the mood for stamping, I'm going to go and find another stamp. I've got a really, really old wooden stamp here with wording, and again, I'm going to use the same stamp, as I don't want it to be a big feature on the page. I just want it to be just in the background there, that you kind of even only notice if you look up close. That's what I like about this ink pad actually. It's really faint. Like that. Could you imagine this as a scrapbooking layout? I was thinking actually about having a page with a photo and then having a heart coming out, all in like the little mosaic-y pieces. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to finish that now. I've got a really fine black journaling pen here, a Muji pen, and I'm just going to go around and add a few little kind of like doodly bits. No actual plan, just some arrows there, just to almost like fill in some of the little gaps. I think this page is going to look really, really cute. And there it is, my finished page. Loads of texture, loads of pretty colours, some nice layers. I'm really, really pleased with this. This one is definitely about experimenting and being free. I really hope you'll enjoy this. As you can see, I've just doodled around, added little notes. I've added a heart on my photo there and just added bits and pieces. But I've really, really had fun with this. I think the biggest tip for this page is once you've got your watercoloured torn pieces on, don't add anything else that's too vibrant or too overpowering. You want the watercolour pieces to be the focal points of your page. But it's a great way as well to maybe play with different fonts and just experiment and have fun. That's what this page is all about. I really hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you can use this, whether it be in your journals or on your scrapbook pages or anywhere else that you would like. And I can't wait to see your pages. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to hear what you think and see your pages too. Take care. Bye.